Sorry about that. So let's see how this works. Yeah, let me know if it's better. The connection should be better. Let me know. Okay. Right. Now I've got to do this. Hold on. This is important. I've got to resend this link to the guest. All right. If you're locked in, like up the live. Let me know you're true. Put something in the chat so I know the chat's active. And let me know how the Wi-Fi is moving. Yeah, you lot here? That's it. All right. Thank you. What's the Wi-Fi saying? Let me know. I'm just sending our guest our caller link because I had to generate a new live. So all the people that I've gonna send the old link to, they're gonna click it and be like, "Where's the live?" So hopefully YouTube just redirects them. Yeah, it's making sense now. Yeah, it's making. Do you mean the Wi-Fi is making sense now, or tell me what's happening? Tell me what's happening. Okay, cool. All right. So our caller's got the link. All right. Sandra, if you are in the chat, just put your foot, just say something to me like a thumbs up so I know you're here. And then when I'm ready, I'll ask you to jump on board. The Wi-Fi, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, okay, thank you. Not too bothered. I really appreciate your cooperation. All right, family, lock in. So, okay, so what I'm going to do in the meantime, yeah, I'm going to generate a new link to share on my socials because people are going to click that and be like, what's happening? So, let me just do that now. But what you lot saying, man, it's been a minute since I've been on. Like I said, I got caught up with this horrible fluting. It took over me and my family, and we had some other things going on. So the last 2 weeks, it's just like, you know what? I can't do this. I wanted to, like, I couldn't even lift up my phone to go on live. There was no chance. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Not too bothered. I'm good. Like, I'm recovering. You can probably hear I'm a little bit, you get me, clogged up and that. I've got my tissue here, so bear with me, all the blowing nose and that. But it's been hectic. It's been hectic. Got in at 7, rushed. I haven't even got my water, nothing, tea, nothing. We're just going raw. Yes, yes. People are locked in. Come on through. All right, family, bear with me a moment, yeah? Let me send out this new link. It is paramount that I do this because people are gonna click it. But I say that, yeah, I've got to share it for. It's long. You know what? Yeah, some things, yeah, who it's for, it will find. You get me? Like, if you're supposed to be here, you know what time it is. If I've posted this a few days ago, so if you want to come on this live, you're gonna type it in Riva Da Diva live. Where is it? And it will pop up. So I'm not even gonna bother with that. Yo, there's 22 of you lot in here. Like up the live. We've got 3 likes. Like up the live so the algorithm can let the rest of the squad know that we're in the building, so they can join us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, come on through. Sandra, if you're in, let me know. Yeah. So obviously, a lot's been going on the internet, and I've been watching it from afar. I say afar because it's not been good content. It's not. It's not light-hearted content. You understand? Yes, yes, Janice, we live. Yes, we're live. Right. The content lately on the net. Yeah. The urban net. Hi Sandra. Hey, Sandra's in the house, people. Our caller's in the house. Our guest is in the house. Like up the live. Oh my days. Anyway, let me keep composure. Yeah, and we'll deal with that when we get there. So obviously you lot know the internet at the moment. There's been a lot of dark stuff going on with it. Elaine the Pain Bouncer, Clue, Spray. And obviously I've got my opinions on it. I've got my thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't delved too much in the content because it's not good content. It's not positive content. And we're coming to the end of the year, and it's like, guys, come on. Is this how we want to wrap things up for real? So I've been going by thumbnails and little snippets. I don't want to sit there and take in too much of what these lot have been saying, because it's not good, man. It's not good, man. I am gonna set a time and do a video about it, once and for all, from beginning to end. Say my one piece, because I got a message for Elaine, the pain. Yeah, I got one message for Elaine, the pain. I got just one. Yeah, cool. Like up the live, family. We're locked in. We're about to get started. So, like I said, bear with me. I'm recovering from feeling ill, so I sound a bit, you get me, clogged up and that. But the show must go on. Numerous times I was like, can I do this live? Like, this situation, that situation came out. The internet, I'm not in my usual setting. I don't have secure internet. I was like, but I can just hear, like, it's got to be done. This live, it's got to be done. This live, it's got to be done. Find a way to find a way. And we're making it happen. You know what I'm saying? So, stay locked in. All right, Shanice, I'm going to make you a moderator if that's okay. Give me a thumbs up if that's okay. And anyone else who you think you're going to be here for a hot minute and you're happy to be a moderator, let me know, because I've just got a warning saying this message has been held for review. So that means someone's trying to put in something in here that ain't good. So we're going to probably need some moderators. You understand? So yeah, all right, cool. Like up the live, family. Like up the live. Like up the live. All right. So, all right. Yeah, Shanice. Okay, thank you. So make Shanice moderator. Add us a moderator. Okay. Managing moderator. Can manage block words. Yep, yep. Give her the full authorization. That's it. Shanice is now managing moderator for your channel. Thank you. Like up the live, family. Like up the live. All right. So, guys, before I invite our guest Sandra to join us, we're 20 minutes in. Let's get started, innit? Because you lot know this thing can get long, innit? Yeah, let's not waste any time, man. Yeah. Thank you, J Fish. I subscribe to you and like. Thank you. Yes, guys. Yeah, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Because sometimes I'll be on people's channel taking in content. I'm enjoying it. And then like later on, I'll go on their page. I'm like, oh my days, I'm not subscribed to this person. Like, how? Pap, pap, pap. So double check. Am I subscribed to Riva's channel? If you're not, I appreciate that subscription. You get me? If you feel that I'm worthy of it, remember here we do like to like, everything's transactional, nothing's free. I say something you like up the live. You understand? Cool. Okay. Without further ado, yeah, let's just get this cracking, man. I'm so excited. Okay, so Sandra, hopefully this goes smooth. If you click the link, it should bring you up. So whenever you're ready, click the link. Thank you, Jfish. Thank you. Like up the live, family. Let the algorithm, let the people know that we're locked in. Yeah. And you know what? In the meantime, in the meantime, yeah. Let me delete these ones at least so they're not clicking on these and then they get the new one. All right, Sandra, whenever you're ready. If there's any issues, let me know. Any issues in the link, let me know and I'll resend you a new one. I see why it's not going to work on that. Yo, guys, listen, I'm going to save it. I can't drop the story now, but there's a story behind everything that I'm going through right now. There's a story behind everything that I'm going through right now. And in due time, I'm going to share it with you lot. Yeah? So that's that. All right. Sandra, we good? We're good? Any issues, let me know. 15 of you lot are locked in. Chat to me. What's happening? How are you lot feeling? We're rounding up. What's been going on with you lot? Anything you lot want to say? Anything you lot want to ask? Anything you lot want to share? Drop it in the chat. The chat's open. No limits. Well, a bit of limit, but you know what I mean. All right, let me just post this up again. Let me just post this up again. It's frozen. Told her to close and try again. What? Me? Am I frozen or you mean from Sandra's side? Yeah, okay, let me know. Yes, come on, J Fish. That's what. Sorry, not J Fish. JJ Fish B. That is what it's about. Guys, share the live. Share the live. I need that support right now because of my situation. Share the live. 7 likes. Let's take it to 10. Come on. Come on. Okay, so Sandra's gonna jump in. Oh no, YouTube. What? Uh Wait, when you say YouTube's frozen, I said my live has frozen. Guys, has my live frozen on any of you? Please let me know. Because I'm just using standard 5G. I'm not on Wi-Fi. So things might get a bit sticky, icky, wicky. But we're gonna push through. We're gonna push through. Thank you, Ezra. No, so things are good on your side. Okay, okay, cool. That makes me feel hopeful. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, it's her phone. I've told her to turn. Okay, okay. All right. No rush, Sandra. Listen, no rush. Yeah, we're here. We're good. Okay, we're here. We're good. No rush. Take it easy. No pressure. We're here. We're here to talk. We're here to take our time. We're here to take it easy. If I need to resend the link, let me know. Yeah. All right, family. So I'm gonna take this time. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna take this time to. I'm thinking, should I say it here, or should I create a separate video? My message to Elaine the Pain. I'm thinking another video. I'm thinking another video still. Let me see. Let me let my mind process it. Let me let my mind process it. If any of you have been locked into that saga, let me know what you think about it. What's your opinion on it? Chat to me. Chat to me. One thing I'll say is, guys, yeah, we're coming to the end of the year, yeah. How we end matters, right? And not only because it's the end of the year, because like I said, everybody, different people across the world have different calendars, yeah. For some people it's not the end, for some people it's the start, for some people it's even the middle of the year. But just in general, yeah, we spend so much time on our phone, yeah, that whatever we're consuming alters our energy, whether we like it or not, whether we want it to or not. We might just be scrolling. But when there's a lot of one type of content, like beef, like influencers beefing and all this is going about, whether you like it or not, it starts to show up on your screen, your algorithm a lot. Unless you intentionally click not interested, don't show me this, blah blah blah. Unless you're intentional, you want to proper design your algorithm, is going to be pushing all this to you. So you're there minding your business, you're seeing it a little bit, you're seeing a thumbnail, you're seeing a title, you're seeing a photo, you're seeing a comment, and you're a little bit like, okay. And your mind, your body, your soul is still soaking all of it up. It's soaking all of it up. So by the time you know it, a week of it, 2 weeks of it, it started to infiltrate. And now you're getting soaked in a little bit. Now when you see it, now you do want to know. Now you do want to catch up. Oh, actually, what did she say next? Actually, what did he say next? Actually, what's going on? And the overall situation ain't good. The overall situation is, you understand? It's not. Thank you, J Fish, JJ Fish. Thank you, guys. Tell your friends to come in the live stream. Tell them to subscribe. We need more people, so get your friends. Yeah, do it. Love. Thank you. I appreciate that. YouTube froze back on. Yay! Yes, Sandra. Sandra's back on. All right. So I'll just finish saying this, guys. Design your algorithm consciously. Don't let it throw anything to you. because it will. Use that not interested button like you're investing in the stocks. Block, delete, not interested, don't show me this again, blah, blah, blah. Design your algorithm properly so it can help shape your mind. You're not getting caught up in all this. All right. Sandra, when you're ready, please click the link and it should have you pop up. Like up the live, guys. We're on 9 likes. Yeah? Turn it to 10 and then like up the love hearts down there. Get the live stream in the algorithm. Get it in the algorithm, yeah? Get it in the algorithm. Get it in the algorithm. Okay. So in due time, Sandra should pop on. She should pop on. Right? And then we'll go for it. When Sandra jumps on, I have a few words that I want to share with you all, yeah? Because this is a very special guest to me, I have to say. Like, this guest, yeah, man, motivation, for real. Motivation, for real. Like up the live, family. People are coming through. Good. Okay. All right, Sandra. I need to calm down. I'm so excited. All right. Okay. I clicked ads. Should be popping up. Hey, hi Sandra.
Hello. Hi.
Oh my goodness me. Okay. Now I can share it with my people then. Okay, live. Listen and listen well. Listen proper. Listen correct. Whatever you're doing, stop. Okay? Okay. Oh, let's do this. Thumbs up if you were in the last live.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you were in the last
Oh,
live. Yeah? Put your thumb, put a little whatever there. Yeah? So let me see. Give me at least one thumbs up if you're in the last five. I want to know who was there before and who's there now. It's important. It's important. Sandra, how are you? You okay?
yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good,
I don't
good,
know if you can
good,
hear me
good.
properly. People have
Yeah,
commented
no,
that
I can
in
hear you
here is
well.
echoey. It's okay.
Yeah, but it's still all good.
Okay.
Chat. If you can hear Sandra well as well, let us know. Let us know. Any issues, let us know. My Wi-Fi's a bit, let me know. Let's stay on top of things, okay? All right. So, in the last live stream we did, which was the first live call-in we did, if you were locked in, you would know that we had our sister Shanice on. Me and Shanice spoke. She shared parts of her story. We went deep. It was an amazing conversation. We were here for like 3 hours. Yeah, we went deep. We locked in. We finished what, 11:30, something like that. Came to 12. So it's late. We finish. I'm putting around my house, trying to wrap up, getting ready for bed. You know, I'm sitting with my husband. I'm telling him, oh my God, it went well. It was so great, blah, 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 blah. And then my phone starts to ring. And I'm like, oh, who could be calling me? I thought it must be Shanice. Lo and behold, it's Shanice. So I pick up. I'm like, hey, Shanice, you're right. She's like, yeah, I'm good. You know, and at first I noticed a difference in her voice. I thought maybe she's tired. It's been a long chat. You know what I mean? So, and then Shanice said to me, oh, you know, Riva, I've just come off the phone to my mum. I'm like, oh, really? She said, yeah, my mum would like to do the live stream as well. I was like, what? Like, it was only because it was late I didn't scream. As you can tell right now, I want to scream. I'm so excited. She said, my mum would like to come on the live stream too. I couldn't believe it. I said, what are you saying to me? She said, yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. And let me tell you why this is so touching. I was talking to Shanice about something else, and I said to Shanice, this is something I would like to do. And I've just have this feeling that I should ask you whether you'd be up for it. So I shared it with Shanice, and she said, yeah, actually, I would like to do that. I was very shocked. I was like, really? Because the only reason why I haven't done this because I thought nobody would really want to do it. But something said, ask Shanice. I asked her and she agreed and we jumped on. So me and Shanice always had this thing that we're pioneering something new, because it's going to take a person like Shanice being willing to jump on and then me doing what I do for it to work. So I said, Shanice, we're pioneering something new. You know, it's edgy. We were both nervous, but we said, let's go for it. Little did we know that when we pioneered it, the next person that will come on will be one of our own. We just thought, yeah, we're doing it. You get me? For everyone out there, and to encourage people to jump on and share their story and we talk about it. Little did we know that it would be at our doorstep, that it would be our family. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look, so that's why this live stream here is so deep, it's so real, it's so emotional, it's God sent, man. Honestly, Sandra, I cannot thank you enough for being willing to do this. Like, I can't thank you enough.
That's okay.
So, I'm gonna stop yapping on. And first things first is, how are you doing
I'm
today,
well
right now?
today. Yeah, right now I'm just a bit nervous. Yeah, everything was playing up, but it's just goes to show to me, like something was trying to stop, this happening, so yeah, the fact that it's
For real,
happening,
for real. Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
I'm just
for real.
getting.
Because I was
Mhm,
having my issues with Wi-Fi and everything as well. So,
yeah.
like I said, numerous reasons to not do this live today. Numerous.
Mhm,
I just said I could just feel it has to get done. You have to push. You have to make it happen. And sometimes they say when there is a struggle around something, sometimes it can be like something's blocking it. And sometimes it can be that the energy around it is so magnificent that it
mhm,
can create, it can feel like disruptions along the way.
yeah.
But it's actually positive. It's just like it's going to be so impactful that the
Mhm,
route to it won't always be easy to get to. But we've
yeah.
arrived, so that's good.
Amen.
Like up the live family. Oh yeah, next door, big up. Thank you for locking in. Okay. So Sandra, I don't know what time you jumped on when I was on live with Shanice. I don't know if you saw in the beginning, but we put our
Yeah,
hands up and we do a pledge.
yeah,
Did you see the pledge
yeah,
bit?
I
Okay.
did.
So now I'm
I-
going to ask you to put your hands up for me so we can do the pledge. So
okay.
Sandra,
Mhm.
I need you to make a pledge to the chat
Yeah.
and let me know on the scale of 1 to 5, how open are you prepared to be with me and the chat today?
Like Shanice, a 4.
Like Shanice,
Yeah.
a 4. Okay. Okay. And I pledge to stick within the remit of 4. My 4 and your 4 might be different. So anything you're not prepared to answer, I'll just say, Riva, I want to skip that one. And then we'll
Mhm.
skip it. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm not going to make it so dramatic, like, oh, are you ready to go? It's just a cool conversation. We're
Yeah.
here. We're
Yeah.
good. So what I am going to kick off and ask you, Sandra, yeah, what made you say to Shanice, I want to jump on this live stream?
I just felt that, watching Shanice, I didn't, let Shanice know that I was watching. I think the same with me. I haven't told people that I'm doing this because I feel like I won't be, as free as, I would like to be. So seeing it, and I just felt, that I have a story to tell, so that's
Mm,
why I've agreed, because this is just so out of my comfort zone. I don't do things like this, but I just felt, you know that led to just share my story. God has done so much
mm,
for me. He's brought me
mm,
from a mighty long way, so for me,
mm,
I'm just sitting on that story, that my story can
mm,
encourage somebody,
mm,
so that's what,
mm.
inspired me to do the live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, having said that, then, because I'm sure your story is long and you've been through a number of things. What part of your story flared up in your mind during Shanice's life? The one you can remember the most?
The one I can remember most is the that I went through, like 7 years of DV. That flagged up the most, that I went through that, yeah.
For 7 years.
Yeah, for 7 years, yeah.
Okay. So,
Where was I born? Oh, yeah,
yeah,
here, yeah, Lewisham Hospital.
you were born here in Lewisham Hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
I was a twin. I was one of twins, and I have an older sister, older than me, and then I have an older brother as well. But on my dad's side, we also have an older sister as well. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay. So you got your older sister on your dad's side, and then
yes,
there's four of you between your mum and your
with
dad.
my mum, yes.
Okay, okay. And you all grew up in Lewisham.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
You all grew up around,
Sidwell, yeah, in
but you lived
Sidwell.
together.
Yeah, we all
You
live
would.
together. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
So when you were at home with dad, was dad at home as well?
No, Dad went when we was about 7. I was about 7
Okay,
when Dad went because my mum was experiencing DV as well. So,
okay,
Dad,
okay,
had
okay.
to leave. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's why I'm asking to kind of get the baseline, hear the
Yeah.
story. So mum went through that too. Now dad left at 7. Did you witness the DV?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So you've got an older sibling. What then comes you and your twin, and then what's the
We're the
position when
youngest. Yeah. Me and my twin, we were the youngest.
the
Then
youngest?
a
Okay,
sister above us, and then a brother
okay,
be above her, and
okay.
then my other biggest sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so between mum and dad, we've got 5. Am I
4.
correct?
Yeah. 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 4
Yeah.
with me
4.
and mum. Yeah. And
Okay.
then
Okay. 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 So have you ever, or has your older siblings ever shared with you what they witnessed in mum? Because they were older than you're the youngest and you
yeah.
witnessed. Has your siblings ever shared something with you?
Um, Not really. Not because we did we talk about it. I think we did talk about it, but not amongst ourselves. But up until a few years ago, our mum always talked about it as well. Whenever we went there to see, she'd say it to us, and we didn't, it's like we didn't want to hear that because we witnessed it. All of us did, witness it.
Mm.
And I don't know. It's like we just didn't really want to, talk about it.
Talk about it. Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Yeah,
I bet. I
no,
bet. I
no, because
bet.
I remember one particular, we always used to, say, you know, God rest my dad's soul. He became a Christian later in life and, everything like
Okay.
that. But we always used to say, we always used to not joke, but we always used to say we'd all be, with mom watching the TV, and we
Mm,
knew the moment we heard the key in the door, we'd become like nervous. We'd, just go to our room. We used to joke that the cat used to run as well, so it was just
mm,
we all witnessed it, hearing the key in the door immediately we were like, just on
mm.
edge and,
On
everything
edge,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So when your mum brings it up, what kind of things does she say? Like up the live family. We're going deep. We're
Yeah.
locking in. You're not late, trade. You're not late. You're just on time. Okay. Yes, Sandra. What did mum used to say when she would bring it up?
She used to just say, what he had done, show us her legs where, this
Mm,
had happened, or, it got to the point where because she kept saying it even, you know, when he was dead and gone, she'd still talk
mm,
about it, we'd say,
mm.
Mum, like, we saw it. And she always felt that we, took his side almost,
Okay,
kind of
okay,
thing.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah.
So when mum says or insinuates that you guys took his side,
Mhm.
does she ever give you examples? What happened that made her feel like you guys took his side?
Because, like me, I can only speak for myself, but I would say, Mum, that, he's dead and gone now, like,
Mm,
you know, I don't really want to hear that every time I come here. I don't really want to be reminded of that,
mm,
of that point, of that stage,
mm,
because it was
mm,
just, when he left, we still used to go to, like, for weekends to stay with him, but he wasn't allowed to come to the house. We'd meet him over at the bus stop, and
okay,
just knowing that he was coming, he would just wait over there. He'd never come to the house or anything, but it was just like
okay,
that feeling as a child. I
yeah.
remember in the pit of my stomach, it was just like,
Mm.
my gosh, but
Hoping he does wait there and doesn't come all the way
yeah, and
to
doesn't
the door.
come.
Yeah, yeah, doesn't
Yeah,
come. Yeah, doesn't
yeah.
come. So,
Mm.
okay, when was the last time your mum brought this up to you?
It's been a few years now that she
Okay,
hasn't, because we've said, well, my sister for one said, "Oh, Mum, if you keep doing it, I'm gonna go." She would
okay.
go. She wouldn't stay, stick around and listen to,
So
listen
this
to
was
my mum.
this was prevalent then. That means every time you go, your mum was talking
Yeah,
about it.
she'd end up,
Subs-
yeah, talking
wow.
about it, all, yeah. It got to the point where, he'd been dead and gone for years, and we'd say, no, but she doesn't really, speak about it anymore.
Anymore.
No.
So did your mum always talk about it? Or did you guys get to a certain age and all of a sudden she started talking about it regularly?
She would always, um always talk about it, or be, negative, about it.
Mm,
Because when we used to go
mm,
to, just go to our dad's house, he'd send us back with, like, biscuits and, things
mm,
like that, and, like, she'd comment about the biscuits, like my brother,
mm.
you know, when we went to my dad, my brother said, "Oh, like, Mum only opens one tin of corned beef for us, and you open two." And I told my mum when I got home, and she smacked the living daylights out of me. So
I bet I
I
should have
was like,
laughed. Right?
I was the
Yeah.
one, yeah,
Okay.
like a bit of a, not a grasp, but I
Yeah.
was like quite protective, of my mum,
Mm,
So yeah, because I remember one
mm,
time when my dad was like, fighting her, and I remember, I think it was either I leant over the banister. It was either a tin of beans or a shoe that I hit him on the head with, and I ran and I hid underneath the bed. So
Around what
yeah.
age were you? Around what age were you
Well, must
then?
have been about 6 or so, because he left
Wow.
when I was 7,
Yeah, that's
so I must have
true.
been about
That's true.
6 or 7. And I remember that. I'm sure it was either I don't think it was a tin of beans, because I was upstairs. In my mind, it was a tin of beans, but it was probably a shoe. I've just whacked him on the head to try and make him stop, and just, ran and hid underneath the bed. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. As children, when we got less of that filter, we know right, wrong, and it's like, okay, mommy needs help, daddy's doing wrong. let's go
Yeah.
for it, yeah, and think about the repercussions later, you know. So
Mhm.
that was extremely brave of you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I don't know if I clarified this answer. Okay, no, you did. You said that mum was always spoke about it negatively for as long as she
Yeah.
can remember. Obviously, when you get
Mhm.
older, she can talk about it in more detail. Okay, now something that's very interesting to me, and it's something I would like to know. How did it work that your dad said, "Okay, today's the day that I'm gonna leave"?
No, I think there
Not
was a court order. I think there was a court order for him to
because
leave.
I'm trying
So
to understand
yeah,
how somebody who can
no,
be, yes,
there was a court order
okay,
for him to leave, and
okay.
he left with my big sister, who was his daughter, because she came from Jamaica when she was, I think, about 13 or so, and was
Okay,
living with us. So when he went, she went with him. So it
with
was just
him.
me, my mum, and my siblings all together.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. That makes
Mm.
sense because usually they're
Yeah.
not willing to just let go and
No,
move
yeah,
out
the court
and
said
wait down the street for
indeed.
you to come. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
what's going on? What's
no, that's what it was a
okay,
court order, yes.
okay, okay. So that means a time came where mum said, "Okay, enough is enough,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take." You were quite young. You don't remember how that looked. She never mentioned. You do?
No. I
No.
just remember one day, um, him, I could see signs that they were packing up, and my sister was, the eldest sister was packing her suitcase as well. And it just indicated to me, oh, they're going,
Mm.
and I knew they were going because I had, like, at the time, like a squeezy, like a Pink Panther, and I put him in her
Mm.
suitcase for her to, to take with
Ah,
her, just so that she
okay.
could, like, remember us,
Okay.
or yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like I knew I
Yeah.
wouldn't, see
See,
her
you
back at
knew
the
you were
house again.
departing.
Yes,
So
yeah.
that brings me to my next question, actually. I wanted to ask, what was your relationship like with your stepsister, the 13-year-old who is now
Um,
leaving?
yeah, it was good because she's about 9 years
Okay.
older than me then.
Sorry to
Yeah.
cut you, Sandra. Sorry to
Yeah.
cut you. They're asking for a reset. Okay. Chat, all of you who are now locking in, welcome. I'm going to tell you lot now. With the way this live calling is, when we start, if you're right, if you miss the beginning, miss the first 20 minutes, it'll be hard for you to kind of lock in. You're going to have to catch up where we left. But I'm just going to give you a run through. I can't go deep. Um, Sandra's our calling guest. She's come in, and her daughter was actually our first guest if you were here on our previous live 2 weeks ago. So I asked Sandra, what was it about that live stream that made her want to jump onto this live stream? And she said, she remembered her experience with DV, right? Because of the platform we're on, we're careful with the words we use. So if you don't know what DV is, someone can put it in the chat. So now we're talking about her experience with that, between her parents and etc. Because she also experienced DV in her life, and so we're now kind of going back before we go forward. So I hope I've brought everybody on track with that. Like up the live, guys. 20 of you locked in plus more. 13 likes. Like it up. Like up the video itself so the algorithm lets people know we're locked in. And let's go. Okay, so Sandra, please tell me um your relationship with your stepsister. What
Yeah,
first of all,
it
what was
was
she
good.
like? What
What
was
was
she
she
like?
like?
Yeah, what
She,
was she
she,
like?
since I was young, I
Mm.
remember her giving me piggyback, I remember her.
Mm.
It was a bit mean because I remember eating a licorice. It sounds simple, them licorice laces. I remember
Yeah,
eating
yeah,
one,
yeah.
knocking on the door to go in, and when she opened the door, she saw me with it and grabbed it from me and just threw it. She thought it as something I picked up off the floor, and I remember, like, that's my licorice, kind of thing. But yeah, so
Okay, okay.
yeah, she did look after me. As I
Yeah.
said, if anyone was bothering me, she would, you know. yeah, she would look after me. But I remember one time she got in really big trouble because she gave my brother alcohol and got him, yeah, he was about, he weren't that old anyway. He weren't, because my brother, because my mum had four children. She had four of us,
Mm.
all under 5. My sister and my brother are 11 months apart. And then she
Wow.
had us, like the twins, the next year. So she had 5 children, 4 children under 5. And then my stepsister, so my brother wasn't, he's not that much old. He's 60 next year and I'm 57. So he must have been about
Okay.
10 and she got him drunk. And I just remember him all on the floor, paralytic, and she was trying to, sober him up before my dad came home. Yeah. So,
Goodness
yeah, she got
me.
into really, really big trouble. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We need to go in there a little bit more because this is why I want to know a little bit more about her.
Yeah.
Your brother's 10 at the time.
Mm.
So she's 13 at this time. How would
13.
she, she's
Yeah.
13 at this time.
Or maybe older because she's not just 3 years older than him.
Mm.
I'm sure she's 9 years older than me. Yeah, I'm sure she's about
So
nine
she
years
would
old.
so she would have been more around
30, 40,
16.
15. Yeah, about 15 or so. Yeah.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost a bit slightly worse because she's actually got the comprehension to know. You know, when you're
Mhm.
young, you think, oh, I know daddy drinks this and maybe gets
Mhm.
wobbly, let's give it a shot. But if you're 15, you're 16, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the reason might have been. Um, but that sounds very interesting and
Yeah.
maybe it may pop up later, but that's it for a 16, 17-year-old girl to give a 10-year-old alcohol to the point
Mhm.
that he's on the
He's on
floor.
the floor. Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to delve into her history because she's your dad's firstborn as far as we're concerned. That
Yeah.
relationship didn't work. She had to come
Mm.
now into a new family,
Yeah.
witness elements of her dad, and then be
Mhm.
taken away from her siblings. So her story alone is dynamic.
Yeah, it is
Her
because
story
she,
alone is
yeah,
dynamic.
yeah, because
How is
she,
she today? Are
as
you still in touch with
adults
her?
now, we don't
Mm.
really, if I see her on the street, I won't walk past her, I won't walk past her. There was a time I'd go and visit her, because she lives
Okay.
near Shanice, so I would visit her, but,
Okay.
you know, not because when my dad passed away, she didn't attend the funeral. It's not because of that, why, but it's just like she always says, oh, we're a dysfunctional family. She feels out of place because when she came from Jamaica, my
Mhm.
dad had a family. They were all, and her mum
Mhm.
as well was here as
Right.
well, and she had other children and a family. So she felt like,
Mhm.
where do I belong, in all this? And I think it's just followed her all throughout her
Mhm.
life,
Mhm.
really. Yeah.
Mhm. It's interesting. I may be delving on the four. I might be breaching the pledge of four, but you let me know. You made a comment that she did not attend your dad's funeral. Do you know what happened there? Did
No,
they ended up
because
having
they
a?
were they were estranged for a long time because I think the relationship that they had, just when she was old enough to leave home,
Mhm.
she left home. I think their relationship was always estranged,
Mm.
probably from that time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's a
yeah,
there's a there's a slight similarity in there with Shanice's dad as well. Didn't he have a daughter who also ended up?
yeah.
Shanice was
Was
sharing. Yeah,
living with
that's
her. Yeah, when
yeah,
when I
yeah,
met
yeah.
him, she was living with him. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So here we are. Things are happening in the house.
Mhm.
Mum's gone to court. Finally, dad's left. before we move forward, I'm even going to go further back. You may have this information, you may not.
Mhm.
Do you know your parents' history? And when I mean history, I mean in the sense of,
Yeah.
you do know their history. Okay, let me let you
Yeah,
go through.
from what I gather, it was like a kind of a arranged marriage, because if you met my mum and met
I
my
wanted to
dad,
ask, how did they meet?
yeah, they are
Okay.
not.
Uh,
I think he was like, from what I not, from what I've been told, or from what I gather, he was like a delivery boy or something, and would deliver groceries or whatever to my grandma's, my mum's house. And I think he kind of,
okay.
oh, I like, your daughter, that kind of thing, because I don't think
Okay.
my dad was my mum's choice. Yeah, I don't
Was
think
this
he
in
was.
Jamaica? This was
In
in Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah, in
It was in
Jamaica,
Jamaica.
yeah, in
Okay.
Jamaica, yeah,
So your dad
yeah.
came across your mum through work,
Hmm.
approached her mum, said, I'm interested in your daughter.
Yeah.
Do you know how old your mum was and how old your dad was?
No, I don't.
Mm,
No,
okay.
no,
Okay. Do
not at
you know
that
what the next
time. No. What's
yeah.
that, sorry?
Do you know what the next steps were after he shared his interest?
Um, I think they I think they got married over here. When they came over here in Coventry, they got married, because my
Okay.
mum had sisters. She still does, family who live in Coventry, or is it Sheffield? I think she did get married when she came over here. I remember her telling me she came over on not the Windrush, like the some other ship, she
Okay.
came
Okay.
over, yeah. But I
Okay.
don't know. I think my dad was already here and sent for her. I don't think they came over together.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they came together. No.
Okay. So when your dad, before he married your mother, he
Mhm.
already had your stepdaughter. She was already
Yes,
born. Okay.
yes.
Okay. And she was in Jamaica and also came later.
She was in Jamaica. Yes, and yeah, came
Okay.
later.
Okay. Do you know anything about her mother?
Yeah, I know her mom. She's over here. I don't
Okay.
know that much of, if I'd speak to her, but I don't,
Mm.
you know,
Was your dad and her mom ever married?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Okay.
no.
Okay. So mom has come over from Jamaica and she's married this gentleman.
Yes,
Your mum's mother, is she still alive? Your grandmother.
no, she's not.
She's
No,
okay.
no.
But she was living, you had a bit of your childhood with her, you shared childhood with your
She lived in
grandmother?
America. We only knew of her in America. We only met her once. She was always a
Okay,
photo on the
once.
dressing table, kind of thing. A photo on the, Jamaicans have their
Okay.
photos out and everybody.
Okay.
So she
Okay.
was always a photo. But I remember her. She came over when we was maybe about 8 or so. And I think,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, about 8. Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember about her at all, if
I don't
anything?
really remember much. Don't really
Mm,
remember
okay.
much of her, but yeah, my sister, my older sister, the one that's up from me, um,
Mm,
she remembers that she wasn't very kind when we came, because
mm-hmm,
I think she
mm-hmm,
came over because my
mm-hmm.
mum was, a bit ill, so
Okay.
she was, it was difficult with the 4 kids and,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
like that. So
I bet.
he came over to, I think, from what I gathered, to help my mum, and she wasn't happy with how she saw, things were for my mum and stuff like that. And, from, maybe looking at us like, we're adding to the problems, that she was
Mm,
having. So I don't really have, yeah, that much
mm,
memory of
okay.
her. Mm.
Okay. Okay. So that means your granddad then, you don't really have not what
I
you was your
never met
grand.
him. I think he passed. My
Okay.
mum's dad. I never met my mum's dad. Yeah.
Okay. Did your mum
Mm.
ever share anything about him to you? Do you know anything about him?
No, just just little stories. When there was a hurricane, she remembers him picking her up and running for cover,
Mm.
and just
Ah,
talking about him, that he had, you know, he was like doing farm things. He had animals, but she don't really, you know, she was one of 11, my mum. So
wow.
yeah, so
All with your
all of
grandma
them
or
say
your.
mum and dad. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I don't. She don't
Wow.
really talk, you know, a
Much
lot
about
about her
him.
dad. No.
Okay, okay,
Mm.
okay. Interesting. Um, Whenever you get the chance, if you feel like the time's right,
Mhm.
whenever that will be, ask her more about her dad.
I will. Yeah.
Definitely ask her more about her dad, yeah,
Yeah.
because there's something there. Hence
Mhm.
why she doesn't talk much about him, and there's something there that if you come into that knowledge will be beneficial for you. You won't know it till you hear it. Once you hear it, it will
Mm.
pop something in your psyche. I can't tell you
Okay.
what it is, but once you hear it, you will know. But you have to go and get it. Your mum won't share it. You
You
just
won't.
chat to her
No.
and say, Mum, tell me more about your dad.
Mm.
And you initially she may not give you much. It's gonna be bland. Just throw her random questions, it will lead to somewhere and you're gonna hear something that you need to hear.
Okay.
So that's that.
Mhm.
And next time we talk, whenever that will be, you'll tell
Oh,
me. You'll tell
okay.
me what you
Yeah.
heard
It is. Yeah.
about your granddad. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So we've gone quite back. So now we're gonna chat. How we doing? Light up the live. Yes, getting your 10-year-old brother lit drunk is insane. Yeah, that's
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
Did your what was your brother's did your brother share anything about that with you? That
He
experience for him?
didn't know. No, he's
Mm.
yeah.
So
No,
did
he
he
didn't.
know it was alcohol or he just
Yeah,
realized
because
I'm
we
drunk?
used
You're
to have
good.
like alcohol in the house, like at Christmas,
Mm.
you know, we'd have, you know, like baby sham and, you know,
Okay.
Cherry B and, you know, those kinds of things, you know, in the
Okay.
house. And, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So at
Okay.
Christmas we would, you know, even
So he
I don't think
knew.
we did. I don't remember us sneaking and drinking. I think it was quite open, you know, us
Okay.
drinking it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So did mum and dad drink or just dad or just mum?
Just dad. Mum didn't drink. No, mum didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't really a drinker. It was my dad used to drink till
Quite
he
okay,
was,
quite a bit.
yeah, very, very, you know, a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Did your sorry, this is a bit the question is intense, so I'll just breathe in, breathe out. Besides disciplinary reasons, did your dad ever put his hands on you or your siblings out of like
Um,
frustration or being drunk?
no, no, it was just,
Okay.
you know, just to discipline us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So putting that aside, I know you had fear of your dad, like we say, he put the key in the door and it's like,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, because
separate from that,
we knew
how did
like,
he
mm,
how did he engage with you? When he came home, did he talk with you lot, or was he just kind of doing his thing and you kind of was around him, or what was it like
yeah.
with
I don't,
interacting with your dad?
I don't really remember us like, you know, like when we were all sitting on the sofa watching telly with our mum, you know, I don't really remember, you know, doing
Mm,
that with my dad,
okay,
you know, yeah,
okay,
because a lot of the times when he would, if he was, it did come in, because he weren't really, he was there, but he wasn't really, you know, in the house.
Okay, so he didn't live there 24/7.
He
He
did,
was a
he
bit
did live there, but he would
okay.
be out at the pub or he'd be with friends and,
Okay.
things like that. Our
Okay.
mum would be, you know, at home with us, or if she had to go to
Mm,
work, she'd, use something to tie the door handle to the banister, put food in the
mm,
room for us, all
mm.
four of us are in there,
Wow.
you know,
Mm,
until she
okay.
comes home, so
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
So your older sister, your stepsister, did
Yeah.
she ever marry?
She did, but she married her husband when he was in jail. He was in jail when she married him in jail, and he's, passed away since then. Not in jail. He came out, but yeah, she was with
So
him
when you
before. Mhm.
mm,
Yeah, she
no,
was
please
with
go
him
ahead.
before. Yeah, but then he went into jail and then she married him while he was in jail and then he
Mm,
came out and then I think he had like a brain hemorrhage or something and passed away. Hmm.
okay. Once again, sticking within the pledge, do you know what he was incarcerated for?
I don't know. I don't
Okay. Okay.
know.
Interesting. Do they have children together?
They don't know. She only has one daughter from a previous relationship, but they didn't have children, no.
Okay. Her previous relationship when she had this child, did she have the child young? Was it in like her
Yeah,
teenage
I think
years?
she was about 18 when she had
Okay.
her
She
child.
had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get her and put her to the side for a minute. She's there.
Mhm.
I want to come to your brother who's above you. So remind me, I'm quite poor with
Yeah.
this. We've got our stepsister,
Yes.
then we got our brother who got drunk,
Yes.
then we've got you and your brother.
My sister. No, there's a sister above us, and then there's me and my brother.
That's the one I
Yeah.
keep forgetting. Okay, I got to wedge her in there. All right.
Yeah.
So let's come to your brother. Like up the live, family. If you're locked in, like up the live. Yeah? Okay. Any questions you have for Sandra, anything you want to share, put it in there. But guys, like it up with the love hearts, but also like the actual video pod at the top, yeah? Thank you, appreciated. Subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed. Okay. All right, Sandra, how are you doing with this chat? How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
good. Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's come to your brother now, Sandra, yeah? Your brother today,
Mhm.
today as we stand,
Yeah.
on the scale of 1 to 10, how is he doing?
He's doing well. I would say he's doing well. He's married. He's got two children. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say,
Okay.
yeah, but he does still drink. So I saw in the chat,
Okay.
but yeah, he
Yeah.
does, he does like a drink. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
yeah,
Someone did ask, so yeah, does he drink or
yeah, he
misbehave?
does. He doesn't, yeah, misbehave or I'm not in his house, but but
Mm,
yeah, he's all right. Mm.
okay. 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 So, without going too much into his story, I know I'm sure he's got his story,
Mhm.
right? In
Yeah,
throughout, yeah, everything that he's gone through, etc. But today, as we stand, he's overcome. He's doing better. He's doing
yeah.
his thing.
But
Okay.
he's not estranged from my mum, but he doesn't um go and
He don't.
visit. And he
Okay.
don't,
Okay.
no. But
Okay.
we're going to him on Boxing Day for the first time we've not been there actually. It's usually the tradition is that to go to the sister above me. That's usually the family tradition, but she's not able to do it this year, so we're all going to
His
this brother.
place.
Yeah, so my mum is
Okay.
coming, and so he won't say, "Oh, mum can't come." It's not that kind of thing, but to go and visit her and do shopping for her and do, you know, bits for her. He doesn't do that.
Okay. So, do you know what happened there that led to that? Because for a boy, a man, to
Mm.
separate from his mum is usually not a joke.
No,
It's not a
I
joke
think,
thing.
yeah, I can only speak from, you know, just off the top of my head, you know, because what can I say? I don't know. Not that I don't know,
Mm.
but me and my sister, we can't really understand, you know, how we can be
Mm.
like,
This
you
distant.
know, that distant. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we all, even probably because he's the oldest, he, you know, saw more, or, you know, because when we were growing up, he was the only one who got a bike. He was the first one who got a bike. He was the first
Mm.
one who had a party. So, you know, he was, you know, always, you know, the oldest getting everything, you know. So it was just,
Mm.
we can't understand why, you know, putting stuff aside, you know, it happened, you know, but at some
Mm.
point you've got to, you know, your mum is old, you know, now, you know, you
Mm.
go to Newcastle to your wife's mum's, you know, or you do all this stuff for her, you know, but you know, for your
Mm.
own mum. But I think it's just probably because my mum, sometimes she can play up, you know, sometimes she can
Mm.
play up and um act in certain ways that, you know, if you ain't got the patience of the saint, you know, you'd want to like
Mm.
strangle her, you know. God forgive me, I won't do that, but you know, she'll do things so he doesn't entertain. I think that's what it is. He doesn't enter, he don't want to entertain that kind of thing, you know, so
Okay.
he'd rather just,
Okay.
you know, stay away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That sounds interesting. That sounds thick. There's some stuff in there.
That's the simplest
But if
way
I
I
start
can put
poking at
it.
that bear, we could be here for a while. So, you know, and because of my situation, I don't want the internet to cut. So I kind of want to keep it moving.
Mhm.
But um I'm being a bit, I'm trying to be, you know, just kind of mind how I'm moving because there's so many things that I could ask you, and I don't want you to end up, you know, having to go and explain yourself later on or whatever. So that's why, because
Mhm.
like you say, you're going to his house on Christmas, and so it's
Yeah.
all everything's still, yeah,
Mhm.
around. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why the pledge is there for you to manage, but
Mhm.
um I'm just gonna let me take a minute, right? Because I kind of want to skip over it, but something's like, no, we need to
Mhm.
poke this a little bit. We do. It's easy to skip over, but it doesn't mean that it's right. Simple
Mhm.
doesn't always mean easy. That's one thing I had to learn. Okay. How old is your mom now?
She's 88.
She's 88. Okay. And would right now as we stand, your mum would say she's functioning, she's well,
Well,
she's got all the
no, she has dementia at the moment. Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Do you know of your mother having any kind of mental health issues prior to dementia?
She's she's ne- she's she's never been diagnosed with anything, you know, but
Mm.
I, you know, like I think, she has to some degree. Yeah,
Mm. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Or did, before, you know, the dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
All right. I got it out. That's where I was, because I'm
Mhm.
I'm I'm listening to everything you're saying, and I'm thinking, okay, let's delve into mum more, but it's delicate. So I'm just
Yeah.
trying to, you understand. But yeah, it seemed like maybe mum had something kind of going on as well
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Outside of discipline, did your mum ever lay her hands on you, your brother, anybody else?
Yeah, out of, you know, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Outside of discipline. So not for
Mhm.
disciplinary reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Up to what age would you say that went up to? When was the last time you remembered her doing something like that to any of you? Like around what age would the person have been?
Um, well, I'd say it sounds bad. It's a few months ago, not to me, but my niece lives with her at the moment, so she's done it to her, and my sister has got, really cross, like, don't you ever put your hands on her, you know, kind of thing. So it's, if it can still,
It can
you
happen
know,
still.
yeah,
Is yeah, she's got it in her
yeah.
to do it if she feels that she.
Mhm.
Okay. 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 Do you know if she ever laid her hand on your brother as an adult, when he was an adult or quite grown?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
No, not that I'm
Okay.
aware
Okay.
of.
Okay.
Mhm.
Amongst your siblings, was there, would you say your mum, you noticed that your mum had a favourite at all?
We always said my twin brother was her favorite. Yeah, we always everybody, all of us said it, and my sister says she was the sister older than me says she feels as well that, she's her least favorite, Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I've done the best I can with mum. I've got it out of my system, so I'm gonna leave mum there because she's delicate to me. All right, it's
Yeah,
taken
she
me a lot to go
is.
there,
She
so
is.
yeah, she's delicate to me. So I've done that bit for today. I might come back to mum, but yeah, I'm gonna come back to mum, and I know when I will. Before we move on, I want to go back to your brother. He's another one that's a bit edgy for me. Let's say from about the ages of 15 to the ages of, let's say, 25. I know it's a while ago. Briefly, what was your brother's life like?
Mm, you
Did he ever go to jail?
Yeah.
Did he ever go to
No,
prison?
no, none of us ever went to jail. We were too scared of our mom, to do anything. Yeah, my brother never went to jail, but I think he went to live with my dad when he was, I think he was a teenager. Both him and my sister, there's one above me, they went to live with
Okay.
my dad. Yeah, at one point they
Okay.
were living with him. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you got your brother who's estranged from your mum ish semi, even though he's gonna
Hmm.
see her this
Yeah.
Christmas. Then you've got the sister who says she feels that she was mum's least favorite. Is that the
Yeah.
sister that went to dad? So we've got these two, and they both during that time went to stay with your dad.
Yes. Yeah. When they're
What
about
brought that about?
17 or 18. No, I can't even remember. I don't know
Mm,
why. Don't know why they went to live there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know
So when they
why.
went, it was just you and your twin brother left with mum at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Okay. So your brother, between 15 and 25, briefly, what was his life like?
My
Like
twin,
up the life family, yeah. What was his
the
life
twin.
like?
You know
But
what?
no, but yeah,
I
between 15 and 25.
yeah, I don't know because
Mm.
we didn't really. I didn't. I knew some of his friends, but we were not one to. I used to have friends that come by the house and stuff like that, but
Mm.
my I don't really, apart from the kids who we played because we lived in a little cul-de-sac. Apart from
Mm.
those kids, I don't really remember like my siblings having friends to come, visit at home and
Okay.
stuff like that. I don't really remember that.
Okay.
So I didn't really know like my brother's friend. We weren't really from if I look at it, we weren't really, really close. Like at school, if you had big brothers, people wouldn't mess
Mm.
with you, kind of thing. Oh, I'm gonna, get my brother. Oh, that's so and so
Mm.
sister. We ain't gonna, I didn't really have that.
Have
They were
that.
my
Okay.
twin, and I had a bigger brother, but I didn't really have that kind of
Mm. Bigger
relationship with
brother
them.
thing.
Yeah, where they
So,
stick up for me, kind of thing. So I don't really know. I think at that time I was just in my tomboy ways, just going off on my bike and just, with my friends. So I didn't
mm.
really know really their friends. No.
Mm. Okay.
Mm.
It's funny you say your tomboy era because Shanice talked about how she had an era, not tomboyish, but do you know what I mean? She was
Yeah,
kind of doing her thing. So that
yeah,
propped up in my mind when you said that. Okay, interesting. So
yeah.
before I move on, then, would you say your brother was he quite to himself? Was
He
he
was, yeah, he
like
was because
introvert or not
Mhm. I think
introvert?
he was a bit of an introvert because I don't know when he left my mum's house because I left before him. Um, but when he had his flat, it became, if you go there and knock, he wouldn't answer the door, and it became like a family thing. Oh, he ain't gonna answer the doors, kind of thing.
Mm.
So, I don't know if he was depressed or anything
Mm.
like that, but yeah, it became a family thing. Like, oh, he's not going to open the door anyway if you
Mm.
go round there. So
Wow.
yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really.
And was it
Mm.
even sometimes to the point where you could tell he was inside, but he's just not opening
You
the
could
door?
hear the telly. Yeah, you could hear the telly
Wow.
on inside, and you'd call through the letterbox.
Wow.
Yeah, but he didn't. I think he wasn't. He was because I remember the last time that because he passed when he was 25. I remember I was in Catford with
Oh,
my friend. Yeah.
Slow
So,
down. I was actually talking about your older brother,
okay.
but you're
Oh
actually
no,
talking
I
about your
didn't really
twin
know.
brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know his friends either. My older brother, I
Okay.
didn't really, I didn't really. I knew some of them, but you know, he cycled. He done like not professional cycling,
Okay.
but he done like cycling. So I didn't really, I
Okay.
knew a few of them, but not like that.
So was he an introvert or he wasn't an introvert?
The
Your older
older
brother.
one,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't say
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now we'll jump back to your twin brother.
Mhm.
So you said you ended up leaving the house a little bit before him.
I left the house.
Okay.
When I was 17, I left and he was
Okay.
still at
At
home.
the
Yeah,
house.
when I
Okay.
left. Yeah.
Okay. So two things there. I believe Shanice left home around that same age, no? Was she
Yeah.
17? Yeah,
Yeah.
she was 17 when she
Mm,
left as well.
yeah.
Okay. Why did you end up leaving at 17?
Probably the same reason,
Yeah,
Shanice. I was just,
probably the
you know,
same.
because my mum, she weren't strict, or not that she weren't strict. She weren't strict because we could
Mm,
go out and, you know, things like
mm,
that. You know, you know, I did go out, you know, but she was,
mm,
in a sense, she was strict. If I, you know, came home late and I said, "Oh, I was at this friend's house," she'd, you
mm,
know, we'd be getting up the next morning, she'd be bringing me to that friend's house to ask, was she
mm.
here? You know, kind of thing, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, she, if you, you know,
Okay.
if you wore your trainers to school instead of your shoes, she'd come and you'd see her come in the dinner hall at school, you know, looking for you. She'd do things like that, you know, but you know, so come in the
Okay.
dinner hall, you know, yeah. So she, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So she was strict like that, but she didn't, you know, keep us in the house and, you know, we can't
Okay.
go out and, you know, it's
Okay.
stuff like that. But
Okay.
I think I just,
Okay.
yeah, I just had enough. And I just, yeah, I remember in my room, you know, just putting the iron board up between the bed and the door just so she couldn't come in, you know, kind of thing, and just wanting to just be, you know, in my own space and, you know, and things like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I remember having, you know, as teenagers, you have posters on the wall and stuff. I remember like ripping down my posters, you know, I had like, I think, is it Paul Blake and the Bloodfire Posse? So she was like, no, no, kind of thing, not in this house, you know, kind of thing, you know. So she was strict
Mhm.
on certain things, but as I said, you know, we could go out and, you know, I
You
did
still
have
had a bit of
friends.
freedom.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Was she like that with your other siblings? Did they have issues as well? Sorry, chat. I need to blow my nose.
yeah,
um.
yeah.
Yeah. Was she? How? Tell me. How was she with your other siblings? Did they find themselves trying to barricade the door too, and not get things ripped down? What was their
Yeah.
experience like?
Well, I can't even say, you know, it's just, yeah, it's just, yeah, I can't say. But my sister had, she did, my sister had a rough time. Yeah,
Okay.
she did. Yeah,
That's the one that said mum.
above
She's
me.
mum's
Yeah,
not mum's favorite.
yeah, yeah.
She had a rough time.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had a rough time. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. That was when was it quite physical? Her and mum's
yeah,
ones. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as she got older, you know, she like would like retaliate, you know, and one time she like
Mm,
whacked mum on the foot with the mop, and then mum had to go to the hospital, and you know, so it was a bit, you know, it wasn't wasn't good.
wasn't the best. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna spring back. Something's a bit touchy, but I have to ask. You were young, so you may not remember. But do you know of if your mum ever retaliated to your dad? Did she ever hit him back? Did they rumble, or used to just get attacked? What was it
I
like?
think
Was it
she
like
more
this?
you I think she was the one who would more, you know, get attacked. But I remember her telling me a story where, you know, he, because when he'd come home drunk, he'd be on, you know, the floor. She'd have to take his shoes, you know, undress him, you know, and
Mm,
stuff like that. And she said she was just so mad one time that she just like hit him with the belt, you know, but I don't think he knew. But I think,
mm,
I don't know if she retaliated like that at other times, but that's the one
mm,
story I remember. But yeah, I never
mm,
used to see her fight back or anything like that. Mm-mm.
mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes when we find ourselves in those type of situations where we're being attacked, our power is being challenged. We hope, especially once if the attacker leaves, then it's sort of like, okay, they're out the door and it's over and done with. But over the years, all the attacks and the aggression, energy never dissipates, it never vanishes, it just transmutes. So it's here now, it's a bit like rain, evaporates, but it's turned into air. It doesn't mean the water's vanished. It's just
Mm.
transmuted into a different form. So
Mhm.
once it turns into a raindrops again, then it goes through the process.
Mm.
So you have this energy that built up after all the aggression. And the question is, how do we transmute it? Sometimes we would either fight back. If we don't, we store it and we use it differently. So we either become an aggressor to somebody else,
Yeah.
or we take the energy and push it out differently. However, and that's why I've been kind of delving into mum a bit more and her relationship
Mhm.
with you guys, because I kind of wanted to know, where did mum put all this? How did she transmute this?
Mm.
All this stuff she's been dealing with. That's why I'm asking. Did she lay her hands on you guys? Did she lay it
Mm.
on dad? If she didn't lay it on dad, sometimes the hand wants to lay it somewhere. So she doesn't want
Mhm.
to hit you lot, but if you lot give her a reason, you're getting
She
it.
will,
You're
yeah.
getting it. Yeah,
She will,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You'll get it. Whereas, and it's not great because you lot once again are more powerless than her. The way she was powerless compared to dad. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So it's sort of like, I'm not gonna throw it that way. I'm not gonna throw it at my children either, but I've got to get it out. So if they
Mm.
ask for it, they'll get it. You know. Now, and that's how some of these things can kind of cross over, and we all kind of find ourselves kind of, letting it out again on the one underneath us.
Mhm.
So before we come to your twin brother, RIP, because I would like to talk about him, and yeah, I would like to talk about him separately. Um, so before that, I want to talk now about your dad because we've spoken about your mom. What do you know about your dad's history?
It's history.
Yes, in the
Mm.
sense of, yeah, okay. In fact, I'm leaving that keyword. Whatever comes to your mind when I say dad and history, you let me know. I'm just sorting out my chargers a bit flimsy, but I'm listening.
Yeah, it's history. Wow.
Mm,
Mm. Not not a lot really. I know,
mm,
I don't know when he came over. I know he came over before mum, but I don't know when he came over. He was the youngest. He was the youngest boy. Well, he was the only
okay,
boy of his mum and dad. I think he had about
okay,
5 or 6 sisters older than him. No, he wasn't the youngest. His sister, he was the only boy. That's what it was. He was the only boy. He had a younger sister to him, my Aunt Daisy.
mm,
But that was the only auntie that I knew. Um, all the others were in Jamaica. Aunt Daisy lived
okay,
over here. She's passed now, but I remember Aunt Daisy, coming to our house at Christmas. Um,
mm,
yeah, she was
okay,
nice. She was nice. I remember her. But like my
okay.
dad's history, no, I don't really know. I don't know what he
Don't know.
done for work or you know anything like that. No.
Okay. Sorry, chat. Just
All
got
right.
it's a bit of a poor charger, so it's not my fault. It's just complicated. But like I said, we're doing this today. We're not gonna quit. I just need to make sure so that the battery doesn't die. But I think the charger's a bit damaged, so it's not doing its job. So I'm just trying to sort it out. Okay, so your dad is one of seven, you said?
Think he's one of 6 or 7. Yeah, I think
One
he
of
had
six
about.
or seven.
Yeah.
Most of his siblings were in Jamaica. He lived
Yes.
here with Aunt Daisy.
Yes.
Was he close to her?
He was. Yes, he was.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. And both of them have transitioned. I'm right.
Yes,
Dad's
they have.
transition. I'm transitioning.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you know about Dad's parents?
I've never met them. I just saw
Okay.
pictures of Dad's mom. I've only ever
Okay.
seen her in a picture. I don't remember seeing his dad, but I, I don't know them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Mm.
So you've never met them at all?
Never ever met them. No, no.
Wow. Okay. Tell me about your grandma from the photo that you've
Granny
seen of her.
Ina. Yeah, that's my mum's mum.
No, your
Yeah.
dad's mom.
Oh no, in the yeah, that mum. I've only seen her in a photo.
So yeah. So tell me about her from the photo.
I don't know. She looks like she looks like my dad. You know, they all have this
Mhm.
nose. My dad had this nose. You know, like a very
Mhm.
distinct nose, and they all had the. You know, all of his siblings had the same nose. You know, and
Okay.
um, my brother's got the nose. My grandson's got the nose. You know, so the nose lives on. You know, it's kind of
The nose lives on. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Does she think about the picture and just throw me some words about your
She just
grandmother
looks
from that photo?
stern. She looks
Mhm.
like a stern. Yeah, she looked like a
Mhm.
stern woman. Yeah, she was dark skin because my dad was dark as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so she had the same complexion as my dad. She just looks stern. And I think there's an older um black and white picture of
Mm.
step my sister, the stepsister, and in the
Mhm.
picture is her, my dad's mum. She looked
Mhm.
stern then as well, and
Mhm.
my mum's. I think it's my mum's sister. Um,
Okay.
in the picture as well. Yeah, the
Okay.
sister, the old one. You know, I don't know if it's. You know, I don't know, but she looked in the picture. She wasn't smiling or
Mm.
anything like that. But yeah,
Mm.
my dad's mum did. Yeah, look stern in the picture as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I couldn't
Okay.
see her.
Okay.
Mm.
So you don't know much about your dad's history then? Would you say that?
No, I don't
Mm.
know.
Okay. Okay. So
Mm.
there's and like so as for his dad, completely nothing, no picture, nothing.
Nothing,
What was his
no.
name? Do you know his name?
I don't know. I think I can say I think it might have been David because then that's my brother was named after him, but I cannot say 100%.
Okay.
I
So
think he was
so
David or Robert, one of them.
okay.
Mm,
David or Robert. Okay.
mm.
And you think it might be that because somebody was named after him,
I think my oldest brother, was named
named
after
after him.
Dad's. Yeah,
Okay.
dad. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's very interesting. So your dad basically never spoke about his dad, never told you about his dad, never shared his dad with you.
I think he died when he was young. I think he
Okay.
died when my dad was young. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Makes a
Mm,
little bit more sense.
mhm,
Would have been really good to know because I'm sure there's a lot going on there. And that's
mm,
why history is so vital because now dad's gone.
mm. I
You know
know.
the
Mhm.
chances of hearing about his dad, because even when he was alive we didn't really hear about his dad, you know
No,
what I'm saying? Is his mum still alive? Is your grandma?
no, she's not. No,
Oh,
no,
cross they've all put her. Okay. 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 And then obviously your mum didn't share anything about your dad's history.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Your mum's mum, correct me, she's still alive?
No, my mum's mum has passed as
She's
well.
passed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because she would have known a little bit, because she would have had to engage with them in
Mhm.
order to
Yeah.
hand your mum over.
Mhm.
But that's another thing as well. When you talk to your mum about her dad, also ask her in another conversation anything about your dad's history. I know it might open
Mhm.
a can of worms and she might start talking about things like that again.
Yeah.
Allow her to go through that and then bring her back and say, Mum, do you know
Mhm.
anything actually about?
Yeah.
And that's another thing with energy and it being transmuted in other ways. The reason why your mom now it's slowed down, but she will keep repeating it is because it's still stagnant in her. So the only way out is
Mhm.
this way. And what I've realized is when you have something to say, but you don't say it to the person who needs to hear it, you keep repeating it to everybody else.
Mhm. And I think because
Because
we keep saying we don't want to keep reminded of it, is that why she keeps saying it? Because we kind of, stop her from saying it.
so because she's being stopped, obviously she wants to keep saying it, but she's been halted. So she can't keep saying it. So it's still in her system. But even if you let her say it, that's not what that won't help her. That won't cure her issue.
Mm.
Because her issue is what she wants to share, she needs to share with people that she can no longer share it with. So that's people like your dad.
Yeah.
That's most likely people like her mum. There's things that she probably wanted to tell her mum,
Mhm.
and other people involved in that situation occurring. But usually those people would have had authority over your mother. So for her to be able to tell them the truth would have been very difficult. So she holds it in. But really and truly, there's some stuff she wants to say to them. Now she can't say it to them, and she didn't say it to them, but it's still in her system and she still wants to get it out. So she's going to share it with her children or she'll share with anybody who will listen, but mainly her
Yeah.
children because you guys shared a piece of it with her. So she knows that you understand her a little bit because you were there and you kind of
Mhm.
saw it. Sharing it with a
Mhm.
friend or someone is like, but they don't get it. She
Mhm.
almost wants you to, she wants to drag you into the pain with her so you can all feel it together and kind
Mhm.
of process it together and overcome it together. Doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
bad. It might be her subconscious mind saying, look, guys, we went through this as a family. Can we
Mhm.
face it? Can we
Mhm.
resolve this? You know, and like you said, even though dad's crossed over, it almost flared it up even more. Sometimes, the passing of someone can make it come up even more. So there's a few things there. It's unresolved, it's still trying to heal, it's still trying to process, it's still trying to make sense of things. And so that's why mum keeps going on and on about it. Obviously, you guys have made it clear that, look, mum, it
Mhm.
ends here. And that's not wrong. It's not wrong to do. Um, because as adults, we make our decisions at the time, right? And then we
Mhm.
grow up, children grow up, and sometimes the adults kind of want to pull the children, and the children are like, no,
Mhm.
that's kind of
Yeah.
you had your time to do what you needed to do. Now we're grown. Remember, mum, we couldn't control it. We had to live in the house, witness this, and go through all these
Mhm.
things. We have no control. Now we have some control. Don't please, don't bring it
Mhm.
over here.
Yeah.
We're done. Yeah, we're done. But mum's not done. Mum's not done. So I cannot tell you how to move forward with that, but I'm just sharing kind
Yeah.
of how it's playing out in mum's psyche. So right now, she's not talking about it much. She probably thinks about it more than she talks about it. But
Mhm.
if she's triggered in the right way, it will come up. Even though everyone's told her don't, it may come up
Yeah.
again because it's just, yeah, it's in her system. Once again, she may not talk about it, but it may be transmuted and shown in another way, i.e., when she laid her hands on your on your niece the other day, these are
Yeah.
other little. You start seeing changes in some behaviors. Where did that come from? Why are you doing that?
Mhm.
she might not
Yeah.
even she might not even
Mhm.
equate it. She'll just think, no, niece done this, so I slapped her because of it. But
Mhm.
she won't connect the dots that, yo, there's a lot of unresolved things going here. And when you get triggered, mom, you're going to a language you know. It's not a healthy language, but it's one you know, and it can be
Mhm.
aggression.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can
yeah.
be aggression. So,
Mm.
and then now she's aging as well and stuff like that. So I will leave you to meditate on that, um, in regards to that. But I just thought I'd shed some light on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Mhm.
chat. How you lot doing? How's everyone doing? This charger's acting up, so I don't know how much longer we have left. But we're gonna continue. It's giving me one warning, so I'm gonna try and fiddle with it again before giving up. Um, but we do actually still have a bit to go through. Actually, there's two things, two segments. I would like to talk about your dear brother, and then I would like to come to your story because that's what all this is really about. I want to come to your story and then kind of finish off on your story. Before we get into your brother, Sandra, I want to know about your first relationship because you have two boys, isn't it, from a previous relationship?
Yes, I do. Yes.
How old were you when you had your first son? And how did you meet his dad? And what was that relationship like? I promise you, I am listening. I'm just fiddling with this charger to
Mhm.
try and get it back on
Yeah.
track. All
Okay.
right, I'm listening.
Okay. So I met when I left home.
Mhm.
I was in like a girls' home, kind, like a home
Wow, you
for.
and Shanice's story is crazy. Wow. Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, I lived in a girls' home.
Mhm.
So I met, my sons because they're both the same dad. I met him because the road where the home was, his friend lived down the road, and I met him, through the friend. So
Okay.
yeah, I started a relationship with him then. I had my
Okay.
first son when I was 19. So I was
Okay.
19 in the August and I had him in the September. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
because because I was pregnant, I couldn't be at the girls' home. So I went to live with him. So
Wow.
yeah, I
Like
couldn't stay
Shanice
at the
went to live
home.
with. Okay, okay, okay.
So
So you went.
yeah, I
So
went
did
to
you
live.
live with his family in his family's home,
No, because
or
he
did?
lived on his own. His family actually lived in Southend, and he came down to London as like a teenager. Just yeah, and then he got his own flat. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
so
Let
it
me
weren't his
pause you there
family.
just to
Mhm.
say the chat from Also Ren. They're saying you're doing amazing, Sandra. Thank you for sharing
Mm.
your story. Guys, like up the live for Sandra. We're locking in, we're going deep. Sandra's come true for us. Like, you lot have heard some things today and we're talking, yeah? So like up the live, like it up. Okay, so Sandra.
Thanks, Ren.
So Sandra, this gentleman
I
has left his family home at a young age. How old was he when?
think
How
he
old was
was
he
about 16. Yeah, I think he was about, because he's older than
when?
me. He's 6 years older than me. So he
6
had
years
left,
older
like,
than you.
Southend and
Okay.
came to live. He was, yeah.
Okay. So you've met him. How long were you together before you became pregnant?
So I met him when I was 17. So,
Okay.
I must have become pregnant
About 10
maybe
years.
18 or so, because I was 19 in the August.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we were together maybe a year or so, just
And
over a
what was that
year.
year like? What was
It
that
was
year like?
good. Yeah, it was good. It was not, it was kind of like, well, it was like my first love. So
Mm.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
on well. Yeah, we did. We got on well together.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did you like most about him? What
I just
captivated
like
you?
that
What
he
made
had
you
these
think,
lovely like dreadlocks, and he was like, it was just, yeah, he was just nice. He sang as well. He still sings. He sing all, he had a lovely voice, and he was just,
okay,
he could cook, and everything like that. He was just, yeah,
okay,
he was a
okay,
nice man. He wasn't a rough,
okay.
street kind of
Mm,
person. He was a nice
mm,
man. Yeah. He met my
okay,
mum, took him, he met my mum, I showed my mum his
okay,
picture, when I
okay,
met him. Yeah,
okay,
he was nice. He was a nice man.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like a nice guy.
He
Okay.
was, yeah. And I met his
Yeah,
mum.
no,
We
it
went to
sounds.
South End, met his mum. He had a twin
Uh,
sister as well called Sandra, so
oh
I met, yeah, I
wow.
met his family. Yeah,
Nice. Big up
yeah.
Kevin, lovely man,
I
Shanice says.
know,
Okay, yeah.
any.
If Shanice is vouching for him, yeah, yeah,
She,
yeah. He
yeah, she
sounds
said
like
he's a
a
lovely man. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's a nice man.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
So we've met Kevin. He's
yeah.
a nice gentleman. You've moved
Mhm.
into his house. He's got his own place. What was he
Yeah.
doing for work? How was he
He,
providing?
he was doing like just odd jobs,
Okay.
helping people with carpentry. That's it, things like that. He'd frame pictures, or, you know, he'd,
Okay.
yeah, just carpentry, helping in
Okay.
places, doing that
Handyman.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you've moved in with him.
Mhm.
How was the pregnancy? Pregnancy to birth? How was all that
Yeah,
living in his
yeah,
house, being
it was,
pregnant and all that?
yeah, yeah, it was all right, because
Wow.
the first 5 months I was still at the home, because I was
Okay.
small in stature. I didn't really show really that
Sure.
much, but the worker there, I still talk to her now.
Mm.
She's like, "Have you told your
Okay.
mum? Have you told your mum?" I'm like, "No, I ain't told my mum. Have you told?" And she was like, "Right, I'm gonna make a meeting. I'm gonna let your mum come down here, and
Mm.
we're gonna tell your mum, so on the day of the meeting, I turned up at my mum's house." So, yeah, I turned up on the
Oh, so
day,
you
and she
ended up
said,
telling her out of the
yeah, she
meeting?
was getting ready. She said, "What are you doing here? I'm going for a meeting. They told me to come down to the house." And she stopped. She was at the top of the stairs, and she was like, she looked at me and she just started crying. It's like the realization came to her, like, oh my gosh,
What,
yeah.
before you broke the news? She knew. She just
Yeah,
started
she
reacting.
knew. She was standing at the top of
Wow.
the stairs, like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "I'm getting ready to come there. They told me to come for a meeting. What's all this about?" And she was like, it's like, yeah, it's like she
She
knew.
clocked it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So what did she say to you?
To be honest, I can't even remember. Or I just remember she was
Mm.
crying. Yeah, she was just
Was that
crying.
tears? What type of
I
crying?
think it was just tears. It wasn't, I think maybe she might have been sad.
Mm.
She didn't expect it. I think that's what she was
Mm.
saying. She didn't expect this.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
I'd seen her. I hadn't seen her maybe for like, at least 4 months or so. I hadn't seen
Mm.
her. Yeah, she hadn't
Mm.
seen me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was there for,
Okay.
about 5 months, yeah, at the home until then. And then I went
Mm.
to live with him before I had the baby. And yeah,
Okay. Okay. So you've had the baby, baby's come home. How
yeah.
are things?
It's good. He was good, he was good with him, he was, look after us and everything like
Mm.
that. He wasn't, yeah, try his
Okay.
best, start working
Mm.
nights to try and,
Mm.
help, because we didn't have much,
Mm.
but, he did
Okay.
try his best. Yeah,
Okay.
try his best.
So How many years later before you had your second son with
2
him?
years later, I had my second
2
son,
years
but by
later.
then I had um, got a place of my own.
Okay.
I've got
Okay.
a flat of my
So
own.
so how come you got the flat of your own? Was that through registering
That
for
was
a
through
place? Was his
through like the council at the time, because
okay.
the home, they said like, oh, you don't have to stay there with him, kind of thing, you just can't stay here, So
Mm,
they said, I was homeless, but
okay.
so
Okay.
I got it
Okay.
through, even though I was there, they classed that, because I was at the girls' home, that I was
Yeah.
homeless, so
Yeah.
it
Okay.
wasn't indefinite that I was gonna stay with him. Mm.
Okay. The girls' home. How did you get into the girls' home? Like up the live, guys. If you're
Um,
locked in, like up the live.
I think I
How did you
got
get
to
in there?
know them through a friend. She was,
Okay.
because I think I was at her house when I left mum's house. I went to her house, and we were looking at, places where, you could go. And I remember ringing them up, and they said, "Oh, like
Okay.
we've not got space, but if you come after the weekend,
Okay.
yeah, yeah."
Okay.
So
Okay.
I ended up
So,
going. Hmm.
and what reason did you give them? Could you just call and say
I
I'm
just go
homeless?
I
Or
just, when you're just full of lie, you're just like, my mum's
yeah,
kicked me out. So you're sure
yeah.
laugh, like my mum's kicked me out, but she hadn't. It's me, took my stuff and,
Mm,
and left, yeah. But my
gets
mum, I
like that.
remember she was like fighting me with, like I'm pulling my
Mm,
black badge, she's pulling them from me. So I just left
wow.
everything and just went.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went back when she wasn't in, I went round the back of the house, let myself in the back and everything. It was I was, a bit of a rebel, because I remember I like
Wow.
broke down her bedroom door because all my stuff had been, you know, she
Oh, she
kept all my
kept
stuff
it in
kept all
there.
my stuff, in the room. So I like broke down the bedroom door and we took my stuff out. So yeah, so
You were
it's a bit,
determined.
yes, I was. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So you definitely wanted freedom then.
I
That's
did.
you wanted
Yeah,
freedom.
I did.
Okay.
So it's just,
Okay. Okay. At
yeah.
this time, prior to you wanting freedom, was your mum going to church? Were you going to church with your mum?
Um, when we were little, my mum would send us to church, but
Okay.
she
But
would
she
go.
didn't go.
She would go as well. No, she did go, but there were times where she'd give us our collection money and send us to. It was
Okay.
like the not the Catholic church, but it was like the it wasn't the black church, I've just put it that way,
Okay. 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 Okay.
so
Okay.
she'd send us and we'd go to like the camp meeting, the different things they were having.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she did
She had
go, but
drinking.
I remember a lot of the time we would go on our own. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
All right, just to pause, there's a comment. Her hair is so pretty. I noticed that as well. I was gonna say, oh my gosh, your hair. Wow. Because you do what's it? Fascinators.
I
You do
do, yes, I
fascinators,
do
right? Yeah.
fascinators,
Chat.
yeah.
Sandra does fascinators. Check out
Yeah,
her
I do
page. It's San
fascinators.
and Gran.
Yes,
S
San
A
and
N
Gran.
underscore
And
A N underscore Gran.
GRAN, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Proper,
San
proper,
and Gran,
proper. Like when I
Sandra
saw it, I
and
was like,
Granville.
wow.
Yeah, I
You
do. I
came
make
through.
fascinators. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it looks good. Like
Mm.
up the live family
Oh,
for
thank
that
you.
alone. Wow. Yeah. When you came forward, I noticed that. So when I saw in the chat, I was like,
That's
oh, I
Shanice.
can't ignore this.
That's lockdown. I was like in the lockdown. I said, you
Wow.
know what? I can't be doing with grey roots and black hair. I said to Shanice, cut
Mm.
it off. She cut it all off for me. Then I grew it back, and then now I've cut it off. I said,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Embrace it. It looks good.
embrace it. Yeah,
Embrace it.
yeah.
Embrace it. There's a couple of ladies
Mhm.
around me.
Oh,
They, the grave coming and they're dying it. I'm like, yo, that will look so good if you let it all go. Great.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. In due time. In due time. Edges fuller than mine. Yeah, for real. Your edges. You're funny. Yeah, no, it's real. It's real out here. It's real out here. We gotta be mindful. Okay. Okay. So we fast forward.
Yeah.
A point has come where you're no longer with Kevin.
Yeah.
How did
Mm.
that come about? What
Oh,
did
yeah.
Kevin do?
No.
What did Kevin do? Kevin done
Oh,
something.
Gary, I know. You know what? It's I'm just yeah. It's I don't know.
You don't have to tell us what he did.
No, he didn't even do anything, you know. You know what he
Okay.
did? He didn't even do anything. He went to better himself. He went to uni, you
Okay.
know. So,
Okay.
yeah. So he went to uni. So yeah, that's what he did. Do nothing. All he done was go to uni. But like I just felt not abandoned because he didn't abandon me or anything like that, you know. But I just felt it's like we grew apart, you know.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like we grew apart. I saw less and less of him, you know,
of
and
him.
I just got on with life. I just kind of got on with life, but we never really said, oh, we've broken up or anything like that. I think we
Mm,
just
grew
drifted
apart.
apart. Yeah.
Okay. Because then by this time you were in your own place, right? You
Yes,
had
I
got this.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it would have
Yeah.
made it feel it's easier,
Mhm.
really, to
Yeah.
kind of slip away here and slip away
Mhm.
there, and the children in the middle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay. Kevin's a good man. He done his
Yeah,
job.
yes. I still, I
Yes.
don't. Yeah, if I see Kevin, my two sons got married last year, and
Okay,
yeah, or the year before actually, because they celebrated a year. You know, Kevin's there. I talk with Kevin. We're
okay,
cool. Yeah,
okay. Nice. That's good to hear. Honestly,
yeah,
that sounds as healthy as it can be. Basically,
yeah, yeah.
in the sense that whatever, there's always a reason why we say, okay, I'll go this way, you go this way, but to be able to say it and it not be yeah, and be able to say, okay,
Mm.
even you didn't even have to say it. It was almost like you just could read each other so well, and it kind of happened naturally.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
Because the boys didn't have to witness anything too unnecessary, really. So
Mhm.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Kevin,
Mhm.
before Shanice's dad, were you in a relationship, or did you just meet Shanice's
No,
dad?
no, because that's what happened, because it was kind of not messy, but it was a bit
Mm,
messy because I probably didn't say, "Oh, we're finished," or anything like that before I started a relationship with Shanice's dad, So he was a bit like,
okay.
oh, that kind of thing. And
Oh,
I'm like, oh, didn't kind of thing,
oh,
So
wow. Oh,
yeah,
you really
yeah,
grew apart then, for you to end up in another relationship, and then he be like, where did this come from?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's interesting,
Mm, mm,
That's
yeah.
very interesting. So when you say he went uni, what, he lived there? He moved there and
No,
stayed there?
no, just yeah, no, he wasn't living there. No, he would just go and yeah.
Be there.
Yeah, just be there, just
Okay.
studying at his house, at uni, so yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
And did you feel like you were kind of left to deal with the children alone, or? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because they were,
yeah, man.
they work well, yeah, because one was free and one was
Mhm.
like one,
Mm.
so
Did
yeah.
you feel like Kevin was kind of, like you said, going to better himself, but you felt like you couldn't because you're at home or you've got the two children and
No, did I? Yeah,
he's.
no, I never thought like that. No, it's just that I didn't see him, I didn't really.
Mm,
Yeah, he'd come, sometimes see the kids and everything like that, but I felt
mm,
like I saw him less and
mm.
less, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mm.
So you started to see Kevin less. Where did you meet Shanice's dad?
We used to live on the same estate, so I lived
Okay,
in the same block, but I lived at, one part and he lived,
and
on the same block, but just a few, I don't
a few
know.
streets apart.
No, yeah,
Okay,
like a few stairwells down. That's the way I can
okay,
describe it.
okay.
Yeah, a few
I hear what you
stairwells
mean.
down. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, literally, how did you meet? Were you walking and
I
you
think
bumped
I
into?
just I think I just bumped into him. I'd see
Okay,
him because I knew his mum. I knew
okay,
his mum. I knew his daughter because I used to see his daughter playing out as well because she was about 10, at the time. So I'd see,
oh yeah, because
you
he's
know,
significantly older than you, right?
yeah, he's 13 years older than me.
13 years older than
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So I'd see his
Okay,
daughter playing out, his nieces, his nephews, my kids, because there was a bit just right across a play bit. So, they'd
okay,
be in there, we'd be in there playing my friends,
okay,
the lady upstairs, my friend who always used to come round, we used to just drink and smoke and we'd be sitting out there and,
mm,
just,
just
yeah,
vibes it out there.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what was your relationship like with his mom? You said you knew his mom.
Yeah, she was, yeah, she was all right. She was like, you know, quite a jovial woman,
Okay.
upbeat and, an older woman, but young at heart, So yeah,
Mm,
she was all right. Yeah,
yeah.
she was
Is
all
she still
right.
around today?
No, she's passed
No.
away now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got two children.
Mhm,
You've met Shanice's dad,
mhm.
and once again, literally, how did you meet? Were you walk? You were walking. You were in the area. He
I
called
think
you.
we
You were
were
at a
just
party.
out. Yeah, we were just out
Okay.
in the area, like on the
Okay.
block, because you'd see him
Okay.
coming and going, and
Okay.
he always had smoke,
Okay. Okay.
so it was
So
like that. Yeah.
okay. So at this time, then, how old are you when you meet him?
Oh,
21.
22, 20,
You're 22,
22. Yeah, yeah,
and
because
he's
he was
35.
35. Yeah, I remember that because
Okay.
once I was at his house and I like, because he told me he was 33, and then
Okay.
when I was at his house, I don't know why I was rummaging through his drawer and I saw his
Mm,
passport and I was like, oh, you're not 33, and he was like, oh, kind of thing, like, yeah, but yeah. So I thought, yeah, he said he
okay.
was 33, but he wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. So that was the
Mm.
first strike by his name.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
first strike. Because with
Mhm.
that, it's sort of like, okay, what is the difference between 33 and 35 really?
Mm.
Significantly enough that's gonna change anything going on here.
Mm.
So you must be cutting down your number for more of a psychological reason than a practical reason, because practically it's only 2 years gap. And you know when you're filling in a form, they group ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Yeah.
between, so
Mhm.
35 and 33 are definitely within that range.
Mhm.
But I guess in his heart he felt 35 just there's just something about it. I've got to drop it down to the 33. Who knows?
Yeah. Mhm.
So he's dropped it to the 33. You've come across his thing. So why were you going through his items? What made you end
Don't
up there?
know. I don't know what
Okay.
I was looking for, but I saw
Mm.
the part. I didn't go in there looking for
For a
like evidence
passport,
or
nah.
of his age or anything. I just came across it, you know. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So you've come across it. You've, let's call a spade a spade. You've revealed the truth. You've seen
yeah.
that there's a lie, and so you've brought
Mhm.
it up. He said blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't think he was happy, you know, that I, for
Mm.
one, was
And
going through his stuff, and two, that I've
mm,
found out that, oh, you know, you're
the age
not
isn't
the
the
age he
age.
said. Yeah.
So did that turn into anything big? How did it? What happened after you found out about?
Yeah, no, I don't think it turned into, you know, no, it didn't turn into like a quarrel or anything like
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
It was just sort of okay. You're 35. We move on.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
His The mother of his first daughter, was she local in your area? Where is she and who was she?
No, no, the daughter that was living with him,
Yeah, her
that's the
mother.
one that was in Bristol. The mum lived in Bristol.
The mum
Yeah.
lived in Bristol.
Mhm.
Okay. I think Shanice made mention of it, but how come the daughter
Yeah.
came from Bristol to live with him?
No, I think the mum was with him, but the mum went away to Bristol to live in Bristol and left the
Okay.
daughter. Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah. So
Okay.
because
Do you
when
know
I
why
met
she left the
him,
daughter? Mm.
I don't know, but probably I don't know.
Mm.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But she was
Okay.
living with him when I met him.
Okay.
Mm.
And how did he explain the situation to you?
What about the?
The daughter, the mom,
Mm,
everything. Like, what? How did he
I think
display?
he
What did
I can't, to be honest, my memory is, not, you know, in
Mm,
detail, of that,
mm,
but I think maybe I don't know. I don't know,
mm.
to be honest. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So I'm only asking. Oh, you're right. He probably said something then, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to gather the picture, because usually when we meet people, there's a
Mm,
story that they present to us, isn't it? Through everything.
mm,
This is the story. This is why I live here. This is
mm,
my story. This is my mom and dad. This is my story. This is
mm.
why I got this job. And they give us a story of
Yeah.
themselves to us for us to
Mhm.
read and decide, So I kind of wanted to hear, how did he explain that? I've got a daughter, the
Mm.
mum's Bristol, how did he explain that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think she was
um,
with him from quite young, actually. Don't know. I
okay.
think the mum might have been gone when the girl was, I don't know, 3 or 4 or so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you're with him. How long were you with him before you had Shanice? Shanice is your only child with him,
Um,
right? Or
yeah, yeah, she is. Yeah. So I had Shanice, gosh, I had her when I was 26. So he helped me because I'm 57 now. Shanice is 32.
yes, yeah. You're 57 and
Yeah,
Shanice is 32.
yeah,
So yeah, 30. So you had a
25.
25. Yeah, yeah. I think she
Yeah,
did mention that. She did. Yeah, you had
yeah,
her
I was
6 months
25.
after your
Yeah,
brother.
past. Yeah,
You said
yeah,
25. Sorry, I'm
yeah.
just having to hold this charge.
Mm.
Um. Okay. So how long were you with him before you had Shanice?
I was with him 3 years.
3 years. Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
you met him 21, 22. Okay.
Yeah.
21, 22, and then you had Shanice.
Mm.
So When did things start going a bit pear-shaped? Was that before Shanice came about or after Shanice came about?
Yeah, it was before Shanice came about, but I should have
Okay.
really think, because he was like an older man, and
Mm,
just I was just like, oh, just starry eyed. He had a
mm,
car, he always had smoke, that kind of thing.
mm,
Um,
mm,
but when the whole business, when it was, you know, with me not telling Kevin, oh, we're finished before I started, one time
mm,
we were at my house, where I
mhm.
lived, and he was there. Shanice's dad was there. And then
Okay.
Kevin came. At that time, he still had a key. So
Okay.
so he came. We didn't weren't doing anything, but the fact
No,
that
no,
he
I
was
know.
there.
Wow, so it just sounds a bit like the movie stuff because you see these stuff in a movie, you think like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's
you're
like,
making
no,
me
this
laugh,
is
Reva.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So he came, and when he was there, and Kevin was like, kind of, because he weren't a fighting man or anything. They didn't fight, but he was like, what you doing here? Kind of thing. He was like, get out, no, you got no business here, because he didn't know, but he was like, no, get out, So Shanice's dad went, and then the next day, the next morning, my door knocked. So I went to the door with my son, the second son. I'm holding him, bear in mind he's like 1 or just over 1. So I just went to the door, and just when I opened the door, it's like he just, even though I was holding the baby, he just like went for me. Yeah, he just went for me, like hitting me and everything like that. Yeah, because I should have told Kevin to go. That's what he was saying. That's why, yeah, saying all the disrespect and all that kind of thing. That, yeah, started hitting me. I remember I was on the floor with holding my son, So that's when it started, that was like, just, yeah, that was a red flag, and the fact that he had, 5 kids from 5 different women, that should have been a red flag as well.
Mm.
But I was just young and just foolish, really. Um, yeah.
Okay, okay. I can't believe I have to do this, but I have to do this. Sandra and chat, this phone is not going to make it. I'm holding the charger in it. It's not my. It's a complicated situation, right? But I'm going to share the story soon. So, Sandra, if you permit us, and live chat, if you permit us, we have to do a part 2 because, and I think it's going to work out well because now we're about to hit your story for real, right? We've done all the pre stuff. We've done about 2 hours on all the pre stuff. And now, and I don't want to rush your story and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, no, this is what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So like up the live chat if this is okay. This is once I explain to you what's happening, you guys will give me the pardon. I can't explain right now. But I have to wrap it up because I don't want the phone to just go black and then we end it that way. So Sandra, I'm not gonna make you wait a whole another week, right? Hopefully we can do it this weekend.
Yeah.
If you're up for it. If you're up
What
for it.
day? Because
Chat
I'm at
if you're up
church
for it.
Sunday. Yeah, I'm at church on
Yeah, yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll talk. We don't have to rush it because I only wanted to do it ASAP because I didn't want to leave you lurking. But if
Yeah.
you're happy for us to find a better suitable time, at least
Yeah.
within the next week, we can make it happen.
Okay,
The
that's
Christmas
fine.
season is coming. You know, we're all
Yeah.
gonna be at home. We're
Thanks,
all gonna lock
Lynn.
in. Ah.
Oh,
Shanice said, proud of you, mum. I bet. I
yeah.
bet. We're all proud of
Oh,
you. Guys, like up the
oh.
live. Like, Sandra, let me say, before the live cuts, you are representing. That's all I can say. Do you know? I don't know the words to use, but Do you know how different some of our lives would be if we had like our
Mm,
older mothers come and be more open and share some of their stories with us? Like this number of people watching here, learning, listening to you. You're playing that
mm.
role, you know. God bless you. Honestly, I can't
Oh,
thank
it's
you enough.
okay, Riva.
And your willingness to jump on this is like a confirmation for me. Like Riva, keep
Yeah,
going. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's just
definitely
like
keep going. Yeah.
keep going with this.
Because
So
it's funny you say that, because not last week, the week before our conference, we have an annual conference every year at church. It's our
mm,
Women's Silent No More conference, So, yeah. So,
look at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Silent no
I've
more.
given parts of my testimony, but, I can't be, silent no more. There's so many women out there,
Yeah.
that need to hear and
To hear
see
it.
that you
Yeah.
can be free,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
move on in life, and encourage somebody,
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. And you are being a
Mm.
big encouragement to us today,
Oh,
honestly, in so many ways, more ways than you can imagine. So,
mm.
Sandra, thank you once again
It's
for well, this is
okay.
part one. You're the first person doing a part one, part two. You know, you beat Shanice out the water. You beat Shanice out the water. Shanice is
Oh,
one was
bless you,
deep, but
then.
yeah,
Oh,
we're going to next
but I'm
level with
getting
this.
goosebumps.
Oh,
Oh,
honestly, yeah, the chat is showing love. Please read the chat, Sandra. There's nice messages
I
in there for you.
will.
So chat, thank you so much for locking in. Honestly, it ain't nothing if you lot aren't
Mm.
here, engaged, listening, liking up the live, and all of that. So keep your eyes peeled on my socials. I'll put up another flyer and all my socials with the date and the time, and my setup will be proper, and we're gonna go in. But Sandra, like we said, getting this far, we didn't even think we were gonna come this far with the way things were
Yeah.
going with the live, and
Any.
but we
Mhm.
managed to do 2.5 hours with
Wow, it
everything we've
don't
been up
seem like
against.
that.
Yeah, it
Wow.
goes to 3 hours and stuff.
Yeah.
Viewers, does it feel like that for you lot? Been on there for 2 hours. Like, tell us what is feel like. Watch the last live now. Yes, Trade, go and watch the last one with Shanice.
Oh,
Guys, if you haven't watched the last one, go and watch it with Shanice. And yeah, enjoy. So Sandra, once again, God bless you.
God
Thank you
bless
so much. Oh,
you.
they said it went
Thank
quick.
you.
And
Take
we'll meet
care.
here
Oh,
again. We'll meet
yeah.
here again.
Yeah. All
And
right.
yeah,
Bless
take
you
it to the next
all.
level.
Take
Thank you so much.
care.
Lots of love, guys. Take care. Bless.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much. Like up the live before I lock it off. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Sandra. I'll see you
Bye.
again soon. Thank you,
Yeah.
Shanice. Thank you, everyone locked in. Love.